After the mustering envoy left, the black-red mist in front of Obsidian Village gradually scattered. But everyone knew the matter was not over. The real door had only just opened. Lin Yao held that black token in his hand. Carved across the surface of the token was a broken outer wall. Behind the outer wall, a military gate stood half open. Outer wall passage token. Type: Regional Main Quest Credential. Use: opens the entrance to the Lost Stronghold outer wall in 3 days. Restriction: the token holder's faction must possess an official military flag and registered combat units. Hint: the interior of the outer wall remains bound by the old orders of Blackstone Stronghold. Unauthorized movement of military equipment, military orders, bones, flags, or rosters will trigger attacks from military souls. Warning: the danger level inside the outer wall is high. After Lin Yao finished reading the prompt, he did not immediately put the token away. Because this thing was too important. Broken Flag Slope had only been scattered souls on the perimeter. The military grain cellar had been resentment from the logistics line. But the outer wall of the Lost Stronghold was a true military zone. There might be more war souls hidden there, old military equipment, fragments of military orders, pieces of the Guardian General token, and perhaps even the first formal route toward the sealed outer zone of the soldier's tomb. At the same time, the danger would be completely different. Broken Flag Slope could be handled by understanding the remnant flag's military order. The military grain cellar could be handled through auditing accounts and making judgments. Inside the outer wall, true military ability would very likely be required. The soldier roster, the grain accounts, and the military flag were only the entry threshold right now. Whether they could survive inside the outer wall was the next test. Zhao Tai sat on the ground, panting as he asked, "Lord, we have to go in 3 days?" Lin Yao nodded. "We have no choice." Chen Hao leaned against the side, his face pale. "Why? If we do not go, what happens?" Gao Mu answered, "Since the outer wall gave us a passage token, that means Obsidian Village has already been recorded under its military order observation. If we do not enter the outer wall after 3 days, we may be judged as having accepted an order and failed to carry it out." Lin Yao added, "We may also lose the outer wall's recognition." Chen Hao smiled bitterly. "So basically, we just finished an exam, and now they have immediately notified us that the retest is in 3 days. Zhao Tai did not understand what a retest was, but he understood that it was not a good thing. Then how many enemies will be inside the outer wall? Gao Mu looked north. Hard to say. The outer wall was originally the first defensive line of the military stronghold. If it is only a patrol zone, we can still handle it. If we enter the wall defense zone, with the manpower we have now, it will be very dangerous. Lin Yao opened Obsidian Village's panel. Obsidian Village Combat Units. Defense Instructor, Gao Mu. New Assault Recruits, Zhao Tai, Li Feng, Wang Shan. Cooperative Hero, Chen Hao. Scout, Shi Sheng. Peripheral Collaborator, Bai Ji. Their formal combat strength was far too low. Even though the Obsidian Flag had passed the flag inspection, manpower was still Obsidian Village's greatest weakness. 3 new assault recruits could guard the flag for 1/4 of an hour, but that did not mean they could venture deep into the outer wall. Gao Mu's injuries had not yet healed. Chen Hao was a player and could fight as an ally, but he could not be treated completely as a territorial troop type. Shi Sheng was suited for scouting, not hard combat. If organized soldier souls appeared inside the outer wall, Obsidian Village would have an extremely hard time. Lin Yao asked Gao Mu, "Within 3 days, can we convert another batch of new assault recruits?" Gao Mu was silent for a moment. "We can try." "How many?" "2 at most." "No more?" "Soldiers are not something you rush out of a mold." Gao Mu looked toward the assault camp. A new assault recruit must undergo the camp trial. Without enough willpower, forcing the conversion will only hurt people. Lin Yao nodded. Obsidian Village's population was only 24 people right now. Among the adults, there were already very few who could fight. He could not press all of the territory's labor force into the assault camp simply for short-term combat strength. But 2 new recruits would still be very important. He looked toward Elder Zhou. Select the people willing to enter the camp tomorrow. Do not force anyone. Elder Zhou nodded. Yes. Guan walked over and treated Li Feng's shoulder wound. Li Feng clenched his teeth and made no sound. Guan glanced at him. Say it if it hurts. Li Feng said in a low voice, I am a soldier. Guan said blandly, soldiers feel pain too. If it hurts and you say nothing, and the injury worsens, you may not be able to stand under the flag in the future. Only then did Li Feng draw in a quiet breath. Guan applied medicine for him, then said to Lin Yao, if we need to send troops out again within 3 days, the recovery of the wounded must take priority. The medicinal grain zone has new herbs, but we do not have enough talisman water. Lin Yao asked, what are we missing? Clear heart grass, blood-stopping vine, and blackstone moss. The first 2 can be acquired in the trading area. Blackstone moss can only be gathered in damp, shaded places in the Blackstone wasteland. Shang immediately said, I know where there is some. Lin Yao looked at him. Is it safe? Not completely safe. Then wait until daylight tomorrow and take Bai Ji with you. Bai Ji was a player oriented toward herbal medicine, and she was also a peripheral collaborator. They could try incorporating her into a herb-gathering commission. That way, Shang would not need to go deep in alone. Next came military equipment. After Lu Cheng inspected the weapons of the 3 new assault recruits, his expression was not very good. Their blades and spears are badly damaged. The old soldier iron can be repaired, but we lack a smelting furnace. What about the blacksmith? The blacksmith the Shen family promised to support us with has not arrived yet. Lin Yao's gaze turned slightly cold. During the cooperation over the military grain cellar, the Shen family had promised to provide some support, but so far they had only provided part of the supplies. The blacksmith had still not arrived. Clearly, they intended to hold him back as a bargaining chip. They could not rely completely on the Shen family. Can we build a simple iron smelting furnace first? Lu Cheng thought about it. We can. But the quality will be limited. Enough to repair weapons? Barely enough. Then build it. They did not need to forge divine weapons right now. They only needed to make sure Zhao Tai's weapons and the others' weapons did not break inside the outer wall. Lin Yao quickly listed the 3-day preparation plan. On the first day, repair weapons and build a simple iron smelting furnace. Gather blackstone moss and replenish talisman water. Select new assault recruit candidates. On the second day, hold the assault camp trial and convert new recruits. Gather outer wall intelligence and observe the movements of the Shen family, Dragon Court, and the Su family. On the third day, assemble the forces, prepare grain, and establish the expedition roster. That night, Obsidian Village rested. But the outside world was once again boiling because of the flag inspection incident. In the World Channel, some players had seen the silhouette of a black mist outer wall in the direction of the Lost Stronghold. Did a military stronghold shadow just appear north of the Blackstone wasteland? I saw it too. A massive wall. Did Obsidian Village trigger another main quest? My friend is nearby. He said Obsidian Village raised a flag just now, and then it looked like a military soul came over to inspect the flag. Raise a flag? Territory gameplay has already evolved to this stage? It cannot be that every lord can raise a flag, right? Our guild lord is still repairing the fence at the village entrance. What level is the Blackstone Wasteland anyway? Lin Yao glanced at it and did not respond. But he knew that once the outer wall opened in 3 days, the news would become even bigger. The Shen family, the Su family, and Dragon Court would definitely not sit back and watch Obsidian Village enter the Lost Stronghold outer wall alone. The question was, did he want to allow external forces to participate? From the perspective of profit, monopolizing it would be best. From the perspective of safety, Obsidian Village lacked manpower. But the restriction given by the outer wall's flag inspection was this. The token holder's faction must possess an official military flag and registered combat units. Did that mean only Obsidian Village could enter? Or could Obsidian Village bring cooperative combat units? Lin Yao examined the outer wall passage token. Permitted personnel. 1. Obsidian Village registered combat units. 2. Obsidian Village civilian auxiliary units. 3. Units on the cooperative combat list must be registered in advance. 4. External faction units must accept temporary military order restraint under the Obsidian Flag. When he saw the fourth line, Lin Yao's eyes shifted slightly. External factions could enter. But they had to accept the temporary military orders of the Obsidian Flag. That was very interesting. If the Shen family, Dragon Court, and the Su family wanted to enter the outer wall, they could not simply sign a profit-sharing contract the way they had with the military grain seller. Inside the outer wall, they would temporarily have to obey the military orders of the Obsidian Flag. For major forces, this was a psychological threshold. Especially the Shen family. Lin Yao put away the passage token. No hurry. Prepare first. Let them come to him on their own. Early the next morning, Obsidian Village's pace was tighter than before. In front of the public ledger granary, Elder Joe posted the first official public grain account notice. The villagers gathered around to look. Those who could read it aloud to those who could not. How much civilian grain there was. How much military grain there was. How much medicinal grain there was. How much grain had been newly added from the Shen family transaction yesterday. How much had been consumed by the Broken Flag slope gathering point. How much military grain had been used for the flag inspection battle supplies. Every item was clearly listed. At first, the villagers were still somewhat unused to it. In the past, they had only known whether there was food to eat. They had not known where the grain came from or where it went. Now that they saw the accounts, they instead felt a sense of participation. Someone asked in a low voice, "There is no number for the disaster reserve grain?" Elder Joe answered according to the system. The disaster reserve grain has accounts, but the specific amount is not publicly disclosed. If we encounter disaster, siege, or grain interruption, it will be used by joint judgment of the Lord, the steward, the physician, and the defense instructor. That person nodded. There was no dissatisfaction. Because the system had already been written clearly. Not public did not mean unregulated. This was trust taking shape. On the other side, Lu Cheng began building the simple iron smelting furnace. The location was chosen on the eastern side of the village, far from the medicine shed and the granary. Old soldier iron carried remnants of war souls. Strange sounds might emerge during smelting, so Guan first sprinkled talisman water, then Gaomo announced it in the name of the Obsidian Flag. Old weapons enter the furnace to repair new soldiers. The old iron will not be dishonored. Those words sounded like a ritual. But in the Blackstone Wasteland, ritual itself was part of the rules. When the first batch of old soldier iron entered the furnace, the fire suddenly turned dark red. From inside came the faint sound of weapons colliding. Zhao Tai's scalp tingled as he listened. This iron can still scream? Gao Mu said, that is remnant will. Are you afraid? Zhao Tai forced himself to stiffen his neck. No. The next second, a low roar came from the furnace. Zhao Tai stepped back half a pace. Gao Mu glanced at him. Zhao Tai said awkwardly, I was just giving it some space. Lu Cheng ignored him and focused on controlling the flame. The simple iron smelting furnace could not be considered a true blacksmith shop, but it could repair blades and spears. Lin Yao looked at the furnace panel. Simple iron smelting furnace. Level, temporary facility. Function, repairs low-grade iron tools, processes old soldier iron. Risk, when war soul remnants have not been fully purified, they may affect weapon stability. Recommendation, upgrade to a formal blacksmith shop in the future. The blacksmith shop had become the next construction target as well. The more Obsidian Village developed, the more demands appeared. The public ledger granary solved logistics. The assault camp solved military training. The medicine shed solved medical care. The gathering point provided materials. The next step would be a blacksmith shop, civilian residences, and outer sentry towers. A territory never had a day when everything was finished. Before noon, Sheng took Bai Ji to gather blackstone moss. This was Bai Ji's first formal commission for Obsidian Village, and she was especially cautious. Blackstone moss grew in damp, shaded cracks between rocks. Black-scaled rats and low-level shadow insects were often found nearby. Sheng was responsible for scouting the path. Bai Ji was responsible for identifying medicinal properties. The two coordinated fairly smoothly. However, on their return trip, they discovered an unfamiliar player squad following them. Sheng did not return directly to the village. Instead, he deliberately circled toward the warning stele near Broken Flag Slope. After that squad saw the warning stele and Obsidian Village's patrol marks, they hesitated for a moment and withdrew. After Bai Ji returned, she said, they did not look like unaffiliated players. Lin Yao asked, any emblem? None. Movement habits? Like they had training. Lin Yao nodded. Possibly Shen family scouts, or scouts from another force. Bai Ji was a little worried. Should we investigate? Do not pursue them. Lin Yao said, record their direction, appearances, and equipment. We will cross-check later. An intelligence network could not be established through a single conflict. Recording, comparing, and accumulating, that was the core of intelligence work. In the afternoon, the selection of new assault recruit candidates began. Elder Zhou submitted the names of those willing to enter the camp. There were 5 people in total. 2 were young adults from Broken Temple Village. 1 was an original villager of Obsidian Village. The other 2 were strong young laborers. After Gao Mu examined them one by one, he only left 3. In the end, 2 of the 3 would be selected to enter the camp. Lin Yao did not choose personally. He let Gao Mu handle it. Gao Mu asked the 3 of them the same question. Why do you want to enter the camp? The first person said, I want to become stronger. Gao Mu nodded. He did not say whether that was good or bad. The second person said, there will be a bit more military grain. Zhao Tai almost laughed out loud. But Gao Mu did not laugh. He only asked, do you know that if you eat military grain, you must guard the flag? That person lowered his head. I know. You know, and you still want to? I do. Why? That person was silent for a moment. I was too afraid of hunger before. If entering the camp lets me eat military grain, then I will guard the military grain. This answer was crude, but it was not false. The third person said, I do not want to be protected by others anymore. Gao Mu looked at him for a long time. In the end, he chose the second and the third. Zhao Tai did not understand. Did the first one not want to become stronger? Yao Mu said, many people want to become stronger. Few people know why they are eating military grain. Lin Yao understood. New assault recruits were not adventurers. They did not fight for personal growth. They had to understand the relationship between military grain and military responsibility. Before night fell, the two candidates entered the assault camp. The trial began. This time, the Obsidian Flag had already been raised. The assault camp trial was different from before. The drumbeats were steadier. But the questions were also more direct. During the trial, the two of them constantly heard their own names being called. Those entered on the roster receive grain. Those who receive grain guard the flag. Those who guard the flag die with names. Those who retreat are also recorded by name. This was heavier than simple war soul pressure. Because it did not only ask whether you dared to die. It also asked whether you dared to shoulder the responsibility that came after your name was entered on the roster. 3 double hours later, one of the two new recruits succeeded, and one failed. The one who succeeded was called Lu Shi. He was the one who had said, if I eat military grain, then I will guard the military grain. The one who failed was not seriously injured. He had simply been rejected by the trial. He knelt outside the assault camp, his face full of shame. Gao Mu did not scold him. You can still join the construction group. Not entering the soldier roster does not mean you are not a person of Obsidian Village. That person froze, then raised his head to look at Gao Mu. Gao Mu said coldly, not everyone needs to become a soldier. Wooden walls also need people to guard them. That person's eyes reddened. He nodded and withdrew. Lin Yao saw that popular sentiment had not decreased. Instead, it had stabilized a little. This was the benefit after a system matured. Failure did not mean abandonment. Everyone had a different place. Lu Shi has completed conversion. Identity changed, young laborer - new assault recruit. Obsidian Village formal combat units, 4. For new assault recruits. Still few. But better than before. On the second day, the Shen family indeed sent someone. It was not He Jin. Nor was it Shen Qianzhou. It was a player envoy. He brought Shen Qianzhou's message. The Shen family hopes to participate in the exploration of the Lost Stronghold outer wall. Can provide a player combat squad of 15, 10 NPC guards, 2 blacksmiths, and 1 batch of military equipment. Request outer wall profit distribution rights and intelligence sharing rights. After Lin Yao read it, he only replied with one sentence. Outer wall exploration is different from the military grain cellar. Any external force that enters must accept the temporary military orders of the Obsidian Flag. The envoy's expression changed slightly. The Shen family may not be able to accept this condition. Lin Yao said, then there is no need to enter. After the envoy left, Chui also sent a message. Dragon Court can accept temporary military orders, but hopes to preserve small squad autonomous combat rights. Lin Yao replied. Tactics may remain autonomous. Military orders must be unified. Shu He replied. I will fight for it. Su Qingli was even more direct. The Su family will send 2 people. We accept the temporary military orders of the Obsidian Flag. We will only record information and will not compete for primary profit. Lin Yao looked at her message and understood clearly. The Su family was the most able to bend. Because what they wanted was long-term intelligence. The Shen family would be the hardest. Because financial groups were not used to obeying someone else's orders. Dragon Court was in the middle. The 3 sides had different attitudes, and that would also affect the composition of the team that entered the outer wall after 3 days. On the second night, the black shadow of the Lost Stronghold outer wall had already grown clearer and clearer. Even from Obsidian Village, they could see the outline of that high wall within the northern mist. It was like the defense of a dead city slowly rising from the depths of time. Kalmu looked at the outer wall and said in a low voice, "There should still be living military orders inside." Lin Yao asked, "Military orders can live?" Kalmu looked at him. "As long as someone still obeys them, military orders have not died." Lin Yao fell silent. He looked toward the obsidian flag behind him. The flag unfurled in the night wind. The words with names glowed quietly. Only the final day remained of the 3-day preparation. On the morning of the third day, Lin Yao formally issued the temporary military orders for outer wall exploration. This was the first time Obsidian Village had established military order restraints for external forces. The military orders were carved onto wooden boards and erected outside the trading area. Obsidian Village Outer Wall Temporary Military Orders. 1. Those entering the outer wall must register name, faction, and duty. 2. After entering the outer wall, the Obsidian Flag shall serve as the main command. 3. Each team may preserve tactical autonomy, but may not violate the main command. 4. No one may privately move military equipment, military flags, military orders, soldier rosters, bones, or seals. 5. Gains shall be distributed according to prior contracts. Anyone who hides gains privately will be expelled from the team. Serious cases will be treated as hostile. 6. In events involving mustering, roster inspection, questioning of orders, or seals, judgment shall be made by the Lord of Obsidian Village. 7. If the fallen are willing to leave their names, they may be entered onto the Obsidian temporary roster. The final rule attracted the attention of many players. The fallen could leave their names. To NPCs, that meant they would not turn into resentment after death. To players, it seemed to have no use. But after many people saw it, something still shook faintly inside them. Because this rule did not feel like a game clause. It felt more like a faction's promise to its participants. Even if you were an outsider, as long as you accepted the temporary military orders of the Obsidian Flag, you would not be treated as nameless consumption after dying in battle. Baiji stood in front of the wooden board and read it several times. At last, she asked, "Can a peripheral collaborator apply to enter the outer wall?" Lin Yao answered, "You may apply, but approval is not guaranteed." Baiji immediately submitted an application. Her reasons were clear. Herbal assistance, recording outer wall medicinal plants, and responsibility for retreat route markings. After Lin Yao finished reading it, he did not approve it immediately. Baiji was useful. But her combat strength was insufficient. The interior of the outer wall was far more dangerous than Broken Flag Slope. Bringing her inside might become a burden. However, if he brought no auxiliary player at all, the team would also lack flexible medical support and gathering ability. Guan was not suited to entering the outer wall deeply. Xingya was even less likely to go. Baiji, instead, was the only suitable external auxiliary. Lin Yao had her wait for the moment. In the morning, Shuhi arrived at Obsidian Village as Dragon Court's representative. He brought 8 players. Fewer than the 10 originally mentioned. But the quality of those 8 was decent. 2 shield fighters. 3 melee fighters. 1 archer. 1 support. 1 scout. Shuhi handed the name list to Lin Yao. Dragon Court Squad accepts the temporary military orders of the Obsidian Flag. But I need to confirm that Obsidian Village will not use Dragon Court's people as cannon fodder. Lin Yao looked at him. The meaning of the Obsidian Flag includes that the dead have names. But that does not mean no one will die. Shuhi nodded. I know. What I can guarantee is that because you are outsiders, I will not deliberately send you to your deaths. Shu He looked at Lin Yao. After a moment, he nodded. That is enough. Dragon Court completed registration. 8 names were written onto the temporary roster. At the same time, Su Qingli also arrived. She only brought 1 guard. The guard was named Su Hang. He was quiet and taciturn, and his weapon was a short spear. Su Qingli registered her duty. Intelligence recording, ancient text comparison, and seal script identification. Su Hong registered his duty. Guard Su Qingli, assist in combat when necessary. She accepted the temporary military orders of the Obsidian Flag very straightforwardly. No bargaining. That surprised Zhao Tai somewhat. This woman is that easy to talk to? Shen Hao said in a low voice, the easier someone is to talk to, the more careful you have to be. Zhao Tai thought about it. Makes sense. At noon, the Shen family's people finally arrived. This time, Shen Xianzhou came personally. He did not bring He Jin. The team was also smaller than expected. 6 players. 6 NPC guards. 2 blacksmiths. And 1 cart of military equipment and supplies. Shen Xianzhou walked up to the wooden board in the trading area and carefully read the temporary military orders. He smiled. Lord Lin, you are asking the Shen family to obey Obsidian Village's flag. Lin Yao replied, not me personally. The temporary military orders. Shen Xianzhou looked at him. Is there a difference? There is. Lin Yao said, personal commands can be willful. Temporary military orders have rules, scope, duration, and responsibility. Shen Xianzhou was silent for a moment. His smile faded slightly. Do you know why the Shen family dislikes this kind of condition? Because you are used to control. Shen Xianzhou did not deny it. Those who invest resources naturally hope to control leadership. Lin Yao looked toward the military equipment cart behind him. Then you may choose not to enter the outer wall. Shen Xianzhou laughed. You have always been very good at leaving no room in your words. I am not leaving no room. Lin Yao said calmly, these are the rules of the outer wall. The military grain cellar could support multi-party distribution. The outer wall is a military zone. If military orders are not unified, entering means death. This time, Shen Xianzhou did not refute him. He actually understood this principle. It was just that Shen family internal opinion would find it very hard to accept being unified under the military orders of Obsidian Village. Especially when, in the eyes of outsiders, Obsidian Village was still merely a small village. But in the end, Shen Xianzhou still chose to register. Because he knew this was the only ticket the Shen family had to enter the Lost Stronghold outer wall. The Shen family squad accepts the temporary military orders of the Obsidian Flag. After he said it, several Shen family players behind him had subtle expressions. But no one objected. Shen Xianzhou could suppress them. At least here, he could. After each side completed registration, light surfaced across the temporary roster. Outer Wall Exploration Temporary Roster. Leader, Obsidian Village. Obsidian Village members, Lin Yao, Gao Mu, Zhao Tai, Li Feng, Wang Shan, Lu Shi, Shi Shang, Chen Hao. Dragon Court Squad, Shu He and 8 others. Su Family, Su Qingli, Su Hang. Shen Family, Shen Xianzhou and 12 others. Peripheral Collaborator Application pending, Bai Xi. In the end, Lin Yao approved Bai Xi's inclusion, but limited her duties. She would not participate in frontline combat. She would be responsible for herb identification, retreat markers, and auxiliary treatment. Bai Xi accepted. Her name was added to the end of the temporary roster. The total number reached 32. This was already the largest team Obsidian Village had ever participated in. But Lin Yao did not feel at ease because of that. The more people there were, the more variables there were. Especially when the team contained the Shen family, Dragon Court, the Su family, and unaffiliated players. On the surface, these people were restrained by the temporary military orders of the Obsidian Flag, but when faced with huge temptation or danger, whether they would still follow the rules was hard to say. Therefore, before departure, Lin Yao had everyone stand under the Obsidian Flag. Before entering the outer wall, confirm one final time. Anyone who does not accept the temporary military orders of the Obsidian Flag may withdraw now. No one moved. Lin Yao continued, after entering the outer wall, if anyone privately moves military orders, military flags, soldier rosters, or seals, Obsidian Village will issue one warning first. If the warning is ineffective, you will be treated as hostile. The expressions of some players in the Shen family squad changed slightly. Shu He looked solemn. Su Qingli quietly watched the Obsidian Flag. Lin Yao finally said, "The outer wall is not an ordinary dungeon. It will question orders, rosters, and responsibility. If you want resources, that is fine. But first, survive." As his voice fell, the Obsidian Flag slowly unfurled. Every name on the temporary roster lit up once. A system prompt surfaced. Outer Wall Exploration Team established. All temporary members are restrained by the temporary military orders of the Obsidian Flag. If military orders are violated, judgment will be rendered jointly by the Obsidian Flag and the Outer Wall's military orders. When Shen Xianzhou saw the prompt, his eyes shifted slightly. Joint judgment? Su Qingli said softly, "That is the price of accepting temporary military orders." Shu He said, "It is also protection. If we were not restrained by the Obsidian Flag, the outer wall might directly treat us as disorderly troops." Lin Yao did not explain. Because they could think it through themselves. Before dusk, the outer wall passage token lit up. Black mist surged in the north. The silhouette of the Lost Stronghold outer wall surfaced once again. A massive military gate slowly opened within the mist. From deep in the darkness came a cold, orderly voice. "Outer wall open. Token holder, enter." Lin Yao tightened his grip on the outer wall passage token and led the team north. Behind him, the flag of Obsidian Village snapped sharply in the wind. This time, they were no longer merely defending the village. They were formally stepping into the Lost Stronghold. After they walked into the black mist, Obsidian Village vanished behind everyone. Visibility became extremely poor. Only black-red mist churned around them on all sides. The path beneath their feet gradually changed from the gravel ground of the Blackstone wasteland into an ancient military road. On both sides of the military road stood rotten wooden stakes. Broken soldier tags hung from the stakes. Every time they walked past a stretch, they could hear low voices calling names. Squad Jia, missing 3. Squad E, missing 2. Outer Wall Northern Section, short of defenders. Grain Team has not returned. Flag Bearer has not reported. These voices did not attack directly, but they tightened everyone's minds. Lin Yao raised his hand. The team stopped. "Everyone, do not answer the roll call." He had already stated this rule before, but he still reminded them again. One Shen family player muttered in a low voice, "We know." His tone carried some impatience. The next second, the soldier tag on the nearby wooden stake suddenly turned toward him. Who answered? That player's face instantly went white. Shen Xianzhou immediately looked at him. "Shut up." Lin Yao stepped forward, and the Obsidian Flag's temporary military order lit up. No name answered. "The squad is passing through." The soldier tag swayed for a moment, then drooped again. That Shen family player's forehead was covered in cold sweat. Lin Yao glanced at him. Next time, I may not be able to suppress it for you. The teen became much quieter in an instant. They continued forward, and the black mist gradually dispersed. A massive outer wall appeared before everyone. The wall was more than 10 zhan high. Its surface was covered in blade marks, burn marks, claw marks, and dark red dried blood. Countless broken flags were stuck along the city wall. Some of those flags were still fluttering faintly. Beneath the wall was a half-open military gate. On both sides of the military gate stood soldier soul guards. They did not attack, because Lin Yao held the outer wall passage token. When everyone approached the military gate, the passage token lit up. A line of text surfaced above the gate. Blackstone Stronghold outer wall. Entrance, report order. The mustering envoy's voice came from inside the military gate. Obsidian Village enters with token. Temporary roster, inspect. Lin Yao unfolded the roster. The names of every entrant lit up. Only after a name lit up would the military gate allow that person through. This made the Shen family and Dragon Court realize that the roster was not a formality. It was the qualification for passage. When it was Bai Ji's turn, she was visibly nervous. Her name glowed weaker than the others, because she was only a peripheral collaborator. But in the end, she still passed. After entering the military gate, what everyone saw was a ruined military camp. The inner side of the outer wall was not the city district they had imagined. It was layer upon layer of defensive camps. Arrow towers had collapsed. Cheval de frise barricades were broken. Military equipment lay scattered. Everywhere on the ground were traces left behind by soldiers who had died in battle. But the most eye-catching thing was the mustering platform in the center of the square ahead. Half of a Blackstone military flag was stuck atop the mustering platform. Beside the flag stood a headless soldier soul. Both of its hands pressed down on its saber. Its body was tall and broad. Its head was gone. A shattered Commandant badge hung on its chest. Gao Mu's expression changed. Outer Wall Commandant. Lin Yao inspected it. Outer Wall Commandant Remnant Soul. Status, head lost, military orders incomplete. Danger level, high. Current behavior, guarding the mustering platform. Hint, do not ascend the mustering platform without authorization. Shen Shenzhou said in a low voice, could the Guardian General token fragment we are looking for be on the mustering platform? Lin Yao looked toward the platform. Civilization analysis surfaced. Mustering platform. Function, outer wall troop mustering, military order issuing, flag affiliation confirmation. Abnormality, Commandant had lost. Mustering cannot be completed. Hidden hint, to obtain the Guardian General token fragment, investigate the cause of the Outer Wall Commandant's beheading. As expected, they could not simply take it. Lin Yao said, first investigate the Commandant's beheading. Shui asked, how do we investigate? Gao Mu looked around. Find the Commandant's head, the Commandant's soldier roster, and the Outer Wall's final military order. Su Qingli had already begun examining the remnant inscriptions on the wall. This place records the Outer Wall's final battle. Lin Yao immediately divided the groups. Obsidian Village's main team would remain at the perimeter of the mustering platform. Dragon Court's squad would investigate the arrow tower on the left. The Shen family would investigate the military equipment shed on the right. The Su family would investigate the wall inscriptions and military order remnants. Shang and Bai Ji would be responsible for marking safe routes. But Lin Yao gave a special warning. No team may leave visual range. If you discover a head, soldier roster, flag seal, or military order, report it immediately. One Shen family player frowned. We are only checking the military equipment shed. We have to report that too? Lin Yao looked at him. You may withdraw. Shen Shenzhou said directly, do as instructed. That player did not dare speak again. The investigation began. Dragon Court quickly discovered a large number of broken arrows in the left arrow tower. There were blood words on the arrow tower wall. The archer unit had no order and did not dare withdraw. Where is the Commandant? The Shen family found a batch of locked old military equipment inside the military equipment shed. Several pieces among them were not low quality. But there were seals on the equipment. The Shen family players' eyes heated, but they did not dare move anything recklessly. Su Qingli found an important clue on the wall inscriptions. During the final battle of the outer wall, the Commandant once ordered everyone to guard the platform. But afterward, the military order was altered. Lin Yao walked over. Su Qingli pointed toward a damaged inscription. Outer wall northern section breached. Commandant order, withdraw to the second wall. Supervising Officer order, no retreat. Those who retreat shall be executed. The Supervising Officer again. Lin Yao frowned. The military grain cellar had a grain supervising officer. The outer wall had a military supervising officer. The internal problems of Blackstone Stronghold were more serious than he had imagined. When Gao Mu saw the words Supervising Officer order, his gaze became even colder. As expected. Lin Yao asked, you knew? Gao Mu said in a low voice, in the final period, there were two sets of orders inside the stronghold. The Guardian General's orders and the Supervising Officer's orders. Many people did not die at the hands of the enemy. They died because the orders were in chaos. Those words chilled everyone's hearts. Chaos in the orders. For an army, that was fatal. The Guardian General wanted to withdraw to the second wall and preserve troops. The Supervising Officer ordered that retreat was forbidden. The Commandant was caught between them, and may have lost his head because of it. Just then, Shi Shang ran back from behind the mustering platform. Lord, there is an execution platform behind it. There is a head on the platform. Everyone immediately rushed over. Behind the mustering platform, there was indeed a small military execution platform. Several black iron spears had been stabbed into the platform. On the tip of one spear hung a withered head. Faint dark red fire burned inside the head's eye sockets. The Commandant badge hanging from it was exactly the same as the one on the headless soldier's soul atop the mustering platform. Outer wall Commandant's head. Status, executed by military law. Cause, suspected violation of Supervising Officer order. Risk, if removed directly, military law soldier souls will be triggered. Lin Yao's gaze sank slightly. The Commandant had not died in battle. He had been beheaded under military law. The cause was violating the Supervising Officer's order. Then the question came. Had he violated a wrong order or a rightful one? If he had originally intended to withdraw to the second wall to preserve the outer wall's defenders, while the Supervising Officer had forcefully forbidden retreat, and the Commandant had been executed for that, then his resentment was not about death itself. It was about the military order being unclear. Su Qingli said in a low voice, we need to find the original Supervising Officer order. Shen Shenzhou looked toward the military equipment shed. Maybe it is in the Supervising Officer's tent. Lin Yao asked Gao Mu, where would the outer wall Supervising Officer's tent be? Gao Mu pointed toward the rear right side of the mustering platform. Usually near the military law execution platform. Shi Shang immediately scouted the path. Very quickly, he found a half-collapsed military tent. In front of the military tent stood two military law soldier souls. They held black sabers, and the military order aura around them was extremely cold and rigid. Military Law Soldier Soul? Status: Enforcing Supervising Officer Order. Warning: approaching the Supervising Officer's tent without proper reason will trigger attack. Lin Yao walked to the front of the tent. The Military Law Soldiers' souls raised their sabers. Supervising Officer's tent. Restricted ground. None may enter without order. Lin Yao took out the outer wall passage token. The Military Law Soldiers' souls did not retreat. He then took out the Blackstone Guardian General token fragment. The eye flames of the Military Law Soldiers' souls flickered, but they still blocked the way. At last, Lin Yao raised the temporary military order of the Obsidian Flag. Obsidian Village holds the outer wall passage token and investigates the case of the Commandant's beheading. We need to inspect the Supervising Officer order. The Military Law Soldiers' souls were silent for a moment. One of them asked, "In what office do you investigate?" This was not asking about identity. It was asking about duty. Lin Yao answered, "One who continues the Sealed Soldiers' Tomb military order. One inspected by the outer walls mustering. Master of the Obsidian Flag." The Military Law Soldiers' souls slowly lowered their sabers. "You may enter. But if you destroy the order, execution." Lin Yao nodded. "We do not destroy orders. We inspect orders." The Supervising Officer's tent was very dark inside. On the desk in the center lay a roll of black military orders. Beside the military order was a dried corpse wearing Supervising Officer robes. A short blade was stabbed into the corpse's chest. He had not been killed by someone from outside. It looked more like suicide. Lin Yao walked closer, and civilization analysis surfaced. Outer wall Supervising Officer's corpse. Cause of death: suicide. Status: remnant will has not scattered. Core clue: original Supervising Officer order. Lin Yao looked toward that roll of black military orders. Supervising Officer order. Content: the outer wall shall not retreat. Violators shall be executed. Abnormality: this order lacks the Guardian General seal and bears only the Supervising Officer's private seal. Judgment: incomplete military order. Lin Yao's eyes darkened. The Supervising Officer order was not a complete military order. In other words, the Commandant had been beheaded because of an incomplete order, perhaps even an overstepped order. The outer wall defenders might have missed their chance to retreat to the second wall because of this. Lin Yao picked up the Supervising Officer order. Outside, the headless Commandant atop the mustering platform suddenly moved. A terrifying military momentum erupted. The entire outer wall camp rang with a low, furious roar. Order! Who ordered me to hold to the death? Who cut off my head? A system prompt surfaced. The outer wall Commandant remnant soul has been stirred. Please complete the military order judgment as soon as possible. The first true judgment of the outer wall had begun.